I started with 4,500 dirham salary
Really?
plus accommodation. I don't focus on cuisines, I focus on stories. We will make you feel like you're dining in 2050. With that mindset, I wouldn't be successful. I had to change all my approach and perspective.
Hello again. Today I have Oytun Çeker with me. He's an entrepreneur also in Dubai. I know him a long time before in Turkey when I was staying at his family hotel. We met actually.
Exactly.
Maybe been.
Actually, I know your brother.
Yeah.
Your brother is my sister's witness in her wedding.
Oh yeah.
So-
Why would anyone make him witness anywhere? I don't know.
I know, Ahmed. Shout out to Ahmed. We love him.
Maybe that was 15 years ago. I don't know. It was a long time
Lots,
ago when
I
we
think.
came to your family hotel to detox.
11 years.
Yes. And you were with your family hotel as well.
Yes, I was I studied in Lyon in Switzerland. I studied hospitality management in Lyon, one of the top 3 hotel schools. Then, because I studied there because of my family business. My family business is a boutique hotel in Bodrum. And after
So
studying,
you thought of taking on that
yes,
for future and
so it was like our father set a goal for us to be
Yeah.
a hotel manager or manage the hotel business for him. So we followed his vision, and I was like a GM before coming to Dubai for around 6 years, and it was a very good experience for me. I was the GM of the hotel for 6 years. We managed. I lived in Bodrum. It was amazing experience. Bodrum is an amazing place. I love Bodrum
I
in
love
winter
Bodrum.
more than summer,
course.
to be honest. Most people go there in summertime, but I love winter of Bodrum more than summertime. Then some incidents happened. Turkish economy suffered, and these incidents happened which affect the tourism. Safety concerns, political concerns, all these political problems happened in
unstable
Turkey.
market issues.
Unfortunately unstable. I was really fed up. We were like getting loan and paying salaries, and it was a kind of hectic period of time which I had to manage the crisis. Then I told to my father, because it was his business, he established this business, and we were trying to survive. I said, do you have any backup plan? Any plan B or
As
something?
a new generation that has
Maybe you
studied,
buried
you
a
know.
kind of a trove gold with gold inside somewhere, or you have an account in Switzerland. I don't know.
Dads, don't do that. That businesses don't have the backup plan.
He told me, unfortunately,
You are the backup plan.
you are my backup plan. Whatever I have, it's in this hotel. So I put all my money in this hotel business. So then I decided, okay, I'm your backup plan. Just come, manage your own hotel. I will start from scratch. If something happens, I'm your backup.
And that was your plan.
That was my plan. So
okay.
I decided to move out. I called few friends, and from the hotel school. Actually, my friend Javier told me like let's like come to America. We can work together. He was back then Caesar's Palace coordinator in Las Vegas. And I had some invitations from other friends as well. So I was planning to go to US. However, one of our family friend who owns hookah restaurants, Q Food and Beverage group owner, he's our close friend, Mr. Jihan. He invited me to his office. He heard that I was moving out from my company, from my family business. Then he invited me. He said, we have a plan to expand our brand hookah to Dubai. Why don't you come and join us and start as a restaurant manager? And my journey of Dubai started that way. So I decided to come to Dubai instead of going to US as a career.
I mean, funny enough, because that was the similar story. Our story of coming to Dubai was like, when we understand the whole investment was in the rugs, we had a lot of rug to sell. We were like, I sold, and then I produced more. That's what was my plan. Like I was selling well, so I put all the money to produce more. But when same thing, because our business is also related to tourism, and when tourists don't come to Turkey, it's product that might not sell much because Turkish people are not as rugs as Europeans appreciate Turkish rugs. That was
Yes.
a challenge. Things like that happens. You just close the store for a year or two, meaning a store is open, but there is no one coming in
Exactly.
literally.
Well, you pay all the
So
bills,
that's why we're
dues,
looking for
right.
new markets to
True.
come in. But what was the like from managing a family business to the situation that you come in here? You have a certain lifestyle there. Was it able to keep it up with it when you come in here
To
in
be
the beginning?
honest, no, because I started as an employee. I was kind of owner manager situation back in my family business, but here I started as an employee, and I had to sacrifice a lot of stuff. I had to start from scratch. Basically, I started with 4,500 dirham salary plus
Really?
accommodation. Yeah.
Wow.
And it increased literally after some time, but it was a kind of sacrifice that I had to do for the company because they didn't have income from this this expansion, and there was a kind of long time that we have to build and open. The construction is in Fashion Avenue. Back then, Fashion Avenue of Dubai Mall, the new expansion, was under construction.
So there's
There
not
was
much
some
walk-ins.
delays and so on, so I had to sacrifice as well, but at the end it was fruitful, and I managed to increase my salary to industry norms in like 2 or 3 years. Later on, also the group expanded with other brands like Galliard, which became Gal right now, and Oman, Qatar, Riyadh hookahs were open. Initial step for hookah bars in the Dubai market
And were
was
you
taken.
used to managing restaurants back in the hotel, or because you're managing a hotel is different than
That's the thing. Hotel management and restaurant management is totally separate disciplines, I
Yeah.
can say. A good restaurant manager might not be a good hotel manager. A good hotel manager might not be
Yeah,
a
I
good
thought if you're
restaurant
good in
manager.
hotel managing, you'll be good in restaurant because managing hotels, I thought harder maybe.
It's
a
totally
bigger-
different. Like hotel, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm a hotelier as well, but you have to do everything good enough.
Okay.
Okay, everything good enough. You have like a laundry in your hotel. You have technical service. You have a restaurant, kitchen. You have housekeeping. You have security. You have like everything. Like you have front of house, guest relations, and so on. In restaurant, it's more minimized. So you have guest relation, kitchen, front of house, and
Only
some
3
technical.
sections, yeah.
So you are concentrating on less. So it has to be more perfectionized. Like you have to perfection what you're doing, because if you are not perfect, the competition is too high, and people they don't give you the second chance in restaurants. Like if you go to a restaurant, if you're not happy, you will never go back there.
Yeah.
Right? Like unless it's a McDonald's.
Same as
or
hotels
something.
though.
The hotels, but as we
If
said,
you have to stay in that location, maybe. I mean,
exactly. But like hotel, anyways, if you are not happy with the budget concerns, and sometimes the place is fully booked, like
Yeah.
in seasonal places like Mykonos. If you go to Mykonos, if you didn't like one hotel, imagine you're booking in the high season and there's no option. For
Yeah.
example, only availability is there.
True.
So you have to go there. So, but
Also,
with
even in
restaurants,
some
there's
places,
not.
just because of the location, you'll stay in the hotel because you have a meeting there.
Exactly.
You have to be in the area for a few days. You can just
Exactly.
okay. I'm not in love with it, but I'll stay there.
Yeah,
But
amount of
restaurants, you want
exactly
you want to eat
amount
in a
of
place.
hotel. If you compare amount of hotels and amount of restaurants,
Yeah.
it's a big difference, and there is more options as a restaurant, less options as a hotel.
I saw a video the other day on Instagram. I don't remember the numbers, but if you were to go in each restaurant in Dubai, it will take you this much of
Yeah.
years or something like
I
that.
saw the same.
Why there are that much restaurants in Dubai? And the population is, I mean, 10 something million, 11 million, let's say, or max.
I think the reason for that is restaurant business is attractive for everyone. Everybody want to have a restaurant to invite people.
But then you
to
cannot
just say-
survive if there's no demand.
Yeah, they don't understand how to make a restaurant business successful, but they just want to have a restaurant. And a lot of investors, they see it as like a ground for networking, also some kind of a place where they can host their meetings. Like it's kind of appealing and attractive business for many people. So everybody wants to open a restaurant, but they don't know how to run and what formula will work in the market. That's why there's also another article which I saw. 50% of new openings in Dubai is closing after
down.
6 months. So 50% is a big amount. It's a risky
Then
business
it's
as well.
you don't have money to survive for 6 months. Also, it means when
Exactly.
you're
So if
opening it, you're not calculating in a way
Definitely,
that.
and people continue to inject money, more capital, and then trying to survive if they are strong, but they are not making money. Only friction of the restaurants are making money actually in Dubai. Not all of them are making money. And some of them are making very minimal profitability, so they cannot even renew themselves. They cannot allocate budget for the marketing. So it's a tricky and difficult business. If you don't know what you're doing, it's a risky business
And you
as well.
learn it through working, like from coming from hotel. You didn't know the differences or like what it needs to run a restaurant at the time you came in here,
Yes.
I assume.
My advantage was I came with a brand to Dubai market, but still we had to do many things to improve and to adapt to the market because you cannot just copy paste. You can see a lot of big restaurant brands by big chefs, 25 Michelin star, 45 Michelin star chefs. They are opening and they are failing. They are not doing good business.
So even if you're McDonald's, you have special products for the area that
Exactly.
even the big brands are adapting.
Yeah,
Nothing is kept 100% same when you
so
come
if
to a
you
market.
go to a Burger King or a McDonald's in Tokyo, you find like umami flavored, blah blah blah.
We even had doner at some point in
In
Turkey.
Turkey, you
Yeah.
find doner,
Yeah,
kebab,
yeah.
shawarma, taste, meatball.
Yeah.
There is adaptation. Even the big brands are adapting their menus to the market. So for the restaurant, it's much more necessary to adapt to the market, to understand your customer. Otherwise, for example, if you are opening a restaurant which serving steaks in one city of India, how you will sell the steaks, right? So you have to understand the market, what works for the
If you're
market.
understanding a Dubai customer, what is that? What are they
Dubai
looking for?
customer is very picky. All of them are foodies. They know what is good quality of ingredient, what is bad quality of ingredient. I have never seen any community who knows different quality of burrata, for example. Wherever you go, you have burrata, right? So you can differentiate. They say burrata of this restaurant is better than this restaurant. The way they serve, the garnish is so... To that extent, they know the quality of ingredients. They know the quality of service, how it should be. And they are kind of... like, I didn't see any community which understands service and the quality better than Dubai.
But I think if I were to open a restaurant and I'm thinking of challenges, I think Dubai customer challenge is hype. Dubai is on hype a lot. And then same thing in Turkey. I have a lot of places that I've been in Istanbul at my teenage times, 20 years age. That was the most fun place. That doesn't exist anymore.
Correct.
But that was the place that we would wait on a queue and we have to know someone to get in that time. And now it's not there even. In Dubai, that happens also. In a lot of places that it's on social media, we see it, we have to go. It's just new open. Everybody is going there. And we don't even remember the name a year after.
Correct. But this is not because of only hype. Because hype is always there. So if you can catch the hype, like
But to sustain it is not easy.
Sustaining the hype is the difficult part. And not everybody is failing on that part, actually.
Because new things are coming up still, and people are running to other places and forgetting about that one.
People think that if something is selling, they think that this will sell all the time. It's not going to sell all the time. You need to adapt. And after 1 year, for example, today there is a Dubai chocolate hype, right? So maybe in 1 year there will be another chocolate type. Maybe there is a different kind of dessert. So these companies who are depending on only Dubai
companies
chocolates.
built,
Exactly. They are building a lot of Dubai chocolate factories now.
In Turkey, we have Trileçe and then Lokma.
Yes.
And then these were all
hype.
for 1 year. There was a Lokma shop in every corner.
Yes.
In Turkey,
So the threat for this kind of business is where you go with the hype is difficult to sustain. When you grow it fast, it's difficult to sustain the quality as well. So people understand the consistency of a product. So if you are not consistent and if you're growing too much, more than the demand, then basically you are killing yourself in the business. So the failure is because of people who have the, let's say if you're opening a restaurant and you have the hype, 3 to 5 years, your hype will go down, right? But they think that this will continue. However, the way to keep the hype is to keep up with the trends, renovate yourself, change the approach to your customers, change the service standards, change the menu items, change the decoration, create a new feeling, because people are getting bored to go to some. There are other approaches, like, for example, Cipriani, Scalini, they go only this classic way, and then everybody likes it. For 100 years, it was the
You
same.
always
And
crave that
100 years
food and
later,
go there, yeah.
it will be the same. So there are different. Either you go classic and sustain the quality and be patient,
But
even
maybe
if
then
your
you have to
business
invest
goes.
for a very long time to keep it.
Exactly. So these people, they suffered
To make it into a
100 years
standard.
old brands. They suffered 2 world wars.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't know what they were dealing with, and the way to manage it is to have consistency first of all, and if you are sticking to the hype, keep up with the hype, and if the trend is changing, you stick to that trend, and then always keep up, and you need to keep up working. Successful restaurants which are failing in Dubai, they were very successful. They were one of the best Lebanese restaurants to go, for example. But what happened? Somebody bought the brand and they failed. There is another type of
That happens a lot when someone
restaurant
buys
scenario.
the employees change,
Exactly.
style change.
So they don't keep the original soul of the brand, and then they try to change stuff, make it more corporate and more. They lose the soul of the product. Restaurant business is personal touch. Sometimes to your regular guest, you should say, okay, today you are not paying, you are on me, for example. You know, this kind of personal touch should be there as a restaurant to keep up the regular guest. Plus, you need to do everything according to the trends. You need to follow the Google trends. People, when you go to any country, for example, you are searching best restaurant, best Japanese in Tokyo, best Japanese in Paris, best shisha place in Dubai. So these type of keywords, like Google search optimizations, is helping you to bring business, for example. This is one of the techniques that we are using as a restaurant. But there are many other things to create hype, to create TikTok videos which will go viral, to create collaborations with social media influencers. There are lots of different marketing approaches you have to follow right now to be successful. If you don't follow, you depend on walking customers, which will not make you successful, and you cannot pay the rent because the rent ratio in Dubai is high.
Also, I was thinking if I were to do this in Dubai, I don't know if it's an advantage or disadvantage. It feels like a disadvantage. If I were to open a restaurant in Turkey, I would manage maybe Turkish employees, 30 number of them, let's say. But here you'll manage 10, 15 different cultures, and all of them, making them happy, making those employees will be happy, will have different measurements. And restaurant business, particularly, you cannot go with one nationality. You have to mix in,
Yes.
it has to reflect Dubai also.
Exactly. I have 36 different nationalities in my company.
Really?
And it's increasing, decreasing every now and then. But more or less 36 different nationalities are there. To prepare a staff meal for 36 different nationalities,
How do you do that?
It's a challenge, for example. This was the biggest challenge I had
You go Italian?
when I came from Turkey.
How do you?
So we do, for example, rice for
Okay.
Filipinos, for example. It has to be there all the time. The salad, vegan options should be there. And then time to time you change your protein-based items. So we found the formula. But you pointed a good subject for successful restaurants. Most of the restaurant owners, they concentrate on customers to make them happy. But they don't concentrate on their internal customers, who are their employees. So my main focus is to make my employees, the people who work in the restaurant, happy. So they make my customers happy. I don't worry about them making my customers happy. I worry about making them happy. So with this happy approach, they are already happy to work with me and consistently working with me. So the quality is always there. The service quality is increasing day by day. And then they are already making my customers happy.
I think you wouldn't have this approach if you didn't came as a manager and worked there, because you maybe personally live through the reflection of how you were reflecting your happiness to the customers.
Yes.
I don't know, compared to a time when you came with a short budget and like life is stressful for you, compared to the few
Yes.
years after when you're having way more comfortable life.
True. So only happy people can make people happy. This is what I tell to my team all the time. So first we need to make each other happy, make our employees happy, the working environment positive. Then you can expect them to make your customers happy. Otherwise, the system will fail for sure. There is no other way to do that. And my advantage was I was sitting as a boss before coming to Dubai. Then I became an employee. Then now I'm again boss. So I understand how do they feel when I tell them something or when I do take an action about my business. So that's my advantage, which I'm trying to apply, always trying to do empathy with my employees, my team members. And that this is one of the key success KPIs that I'm trying to follow. We have internal polls, for example. They are judging their managers. They are also pointing us as an owner. So we see their approach, like how do they feel about us? Are they happy? Are we fair enough? Like, no. So, and we don't only create a point system in our HR system for employees, we create for ourselves as well, and we record it, and we have all the reports throughout the years as well. And we are really picky about making people happy, especially our team. Then as a result, all our restaurants are more than 4.7 in Google, for example, reviews, TripAdvisor, 5-star. So this is the approach I take.
Now you have few restaurants, right?
Yes.
And then for the upcoming projects, how do you decide? Like, do you check the market? Which cuisine is not there? So I should bring this cuisine here, or is it a concept? Like, how do you decide what to take on more?
I don't focus on cuisines. I focus on stories. I'm seeing myself a kind of storyteller as a restaurateur. The people who come to my restaurant, they have to feel a story. Has to be a story about the food, the ambience, the artwork, the art piece. So I create stories around the concept. And when I decide to create a brand, I usually start from the story. How I will tell the story of this restaurant to the customers, to the people of Dubai, to the people who are coming to visit Dubai. So I'm trying to focus on the story. And if the story makes me excited, then I take action, and then I create a cuisine around the story as well. So for example, now I can talk about it because we are opening a new restaurant concept.
Congratulations.
We own now Trove Restaurant and Bohox, which is in downtown, and the other Trove is in Dubai Mall, Fashion Avenue. And Bohox is on the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Boulevard in downtown. It's an all-day diner. Trove is more like an art cafe where you can go every day, like a casual, little bit elevated dining experience. Yeah. So the new concept is about future of Dubai.
Okay.
So we will make you feel like you're dining in 2050 of Dubai. And
how do you predict that?
So we use all the science fiction movies. We use the cyberpunk culture.
That's really nice.
We are inspired by the cyberpunk culture, the book which was written, I think, 50 years ago by one, I forgot the other name, but very inspiring. And we use AI, basically. So AI, I created my own AI agent for only this project. I trained him about the restaurant business, and we created a concept together with the AI.
Really?
And he gave me most of the ideas. Even the name of the restaurant is his idea, and I trademarked it all around the world.
Can we reveal or no?
Yeah, we can. It's gonna be called Woohoo.
Okay.
So it's like woohoo, like
W-O-O-H-O-O. Oh, okay.
Woohoo, and it's gonna be a very nice new talk of the town hype. And we also create the menu with well-known chefs plus AI. I will reveal this maybe on our next interview. Like you will see in upcoming few months, we will have a big campaign about this.
And what's the cuisine will be about? Is it a mix or?
So we believe in future, also AI believes that in future, all the world cuisine will be fusioned. So there will be no cuisine. It will be like you use Japanese ingredients with Italian, with Peruvian. Right now it's happening. as a concept. You see Peruvian Japanese,
Yeah.
you see Italian Japanese, itameshi, toruko meshi, which is Turkish Japanese, would be amazing, for example. I'm thinking about creating a concept like this. However, so I said, okay, the future of the cuisine, most of the ingredients that we have right now will not be available, but we are living today and we are not living after.
Yeah.
So what we did is like 90% of the menu will be very simple dishes with a story about future, but with today's ingredients. And we will, with the 10% of the menu will be forecasted like we are in future. So we will create dishes which might be 2050s dishes actually.
Which
so we
might
will interpret
survive all these
yeah,
years,
which
you
will
think?
survive. So the
Not
ingredients,
burrata. No,
exactly.
okay.
Maybe like 3D printed meat or something like that.
Yeah.
But it will be kind of a story to tell to the people. We will combine and we will do our interpretations for the future of food and gastronomy.
And how long this kind of process takes? Like how long it takes to open a restaurant? From
It's
minimum to
normally-
maximum if you go.
If you're bringing a franchise, it's easy. Just copy paste it. You need 4 months for construction, 2 months for design, maximum 6 months in Dubai. But this kind of concept, which you have to put too much attention to detail and create your own branding and story behind it, find the locations. I'm working on this project for more than like 1.5 years, and I believe I managed to find the best location for this concept with the best formula to make it successful. And we raised also the investment for this project. It's a big investment.
Of course, sounds like a big project.
So it's gonna be something really crazy. I will give you one hint. We will go to space and party in space.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's gonna be. It's
be
perfect
nice.
place for Dubai. By
Maybe
the way.
Ahmed can
It's
give
really
concerts
Dubai.
in space.
Yeah,
And
we can do music night in space. You know, music night will be in space.
Exactly.
Really
So
fun.
this is what we are building. Hopefully for the next season, 1st of September.
Restaurant business feels like it's a sector that you never have a life. I don't know. Your phone can ring at 2, 3 a.m. This happen in the restaurant. It's just
If
there's
you
so
have a
much
good
out
team-
of your control.
If you have a good team, they manage. If you don't have a good team, then you have to manage. That's why you cannot sleep. When I was restaurant manager at Hookah, they were calling me at 6 o'clock. A guy, chef, makes a mistake and then the fire alarm goes on. You know, all restaurant was wet. You know, these kind of incidents are happening because you are dealing with trying to make business with many people, and it's all about people's
Attitude at the moment,
attitude
yeah.
and how they approach, how they are trained. You know, if somebody is not well trained and make one mistake, it can ruin all the restaurant.
Because possibly that things can go wrong is so huge in a way that random people are going in a place with an expectation. There are other people who are trying to meet that expectation. You know, there's just so much random stuff going on in
A lot
one
of
place
random.
that there is no way that there won't. Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
Things will go wrong. You just have to know how to manage it.
It will go wrong. It is going wrong. But how you manage it is more important. You cannot satisfy, as Steve just said, if you want to satisfy everyone, you just sell ice cream, right? So you cannot make 100% of your customers happy. There will be mistakes. For us, the benchmark is 85%. Above is good for us, and I'm considering 85% of my customers. If they are happy, we are on good
How
track.
do you? This is one of the measurements that you follow.
There are a lot of metrics that we are using. Mystery shopper reports. We are using our friends, which we are sending also as kind of mystery shopper. We do check all the Google
What
reviews.
is mystery shopper? I don't know.
Mystery shopper is like someone you hire, you pay for them, and they have a kind of poll that they have to fill in, and they check all the services, food
But
quality.
because you pay them, how objective they can be?
You pay them to criticize you.
Okay.
So there can be fears actually. But you tell them what they have to check. So they have a kind of list that they have to check. Then they come like a normal customer, they pay, and later on they send you the bill for their bill plus the report. So that's the mystery shopper.
Hire me. I want to be.
You can be
that,
so free
please.
food and you criticize.
I like
This
Çınar
can be
family likes
Ahmet.
it.
Ahmet also. Ahmet and you can go together.
Yeah. I love it.
Mystery shopper reports, Google reviews, TripAdvisor reviews. In some markets they use Zomato. You know, like we use all review sites basically.
But still, how do you balance this stress of managing this much
Hiring good
restaurants?
people. By hiring
Okay.
good people. And
Really, this
get
is your way?
Yeah, this is my
Then
way.
maybe you're paying higher than the market. Or are you paying in market terms?
No, but
To be able to make them
I
happy.
make them
Is
more
it money
happy.
or is something else?
I pay maybe even less than the market, but I make them more happy.
How?
I know how to make people work while they are happy. Usually, majority of the bosses are so bossy, and then I try to lower my ego as much as possible when I do management. I am always trying to be fair to them. This is the trick, how to make your employees happy. I believe, and I think it's working. And for their peace of mind and peaceful working environment, and you pay them on time. This is another indicator for them to make them happy.
The basic has to be.
It has to be paid on time. So you pay on time, make them happy, give them good stuff food, and then be fair. When they bring you business, you have to distribute it fairly. These are the metrics that I'm using, and then trying to follow all these disciplines in my business.
After your experience in Dubai, by the way, how many years it's been?
9 almost.
Would you ever go back to the hotel business in Bodrum?
No, I hate hotel business. I like to stay in hotels, but I don't like to manage hotels. I don't want to go. May God forbid.
What's the thing that you hate in managing hotel?
We talk about chaos, right? This randomness in restaurants.
Randomness.
Times
More
10.
randomness.
Like 10 times more randomness. That's why. Restaurant business, because I love food. I'm a kind of foodie myself.
Also versus like spending few hours there and versus spending 72 hours. Your client, you have to make them through 72
exactly.
hours
They are
happy.
sleeping in your home, in your restaurant, basically. So it's much more difficult approach. But restaurant as a hotel managers, as a hotel manager, I came to Dubai to be a restaurant manager. With that mindset, I wouldn't be successful. I had to change all my approach perspective to be a restaurant manager. That's what I felt, because I did the both. It's totally different way of doing business, totally different way of marketing it, totally different way of looking at things.
You felt like you need to be more perfectionist in restaurant business.
You have to be more perfectionist. You have to be more hands-on on all details, small details.
But then if restaurant is more detailed than hotel, why hotel it feels harder to you? Maybe it's easier to other people. But to you personally, why it feels harder?
Maybe I did hotel business in Turkey. This might be. I am kind of prejudgmental about hotel business, but because of ups and downs and everything is affected. Maybe
things
restaurant
that are out
business.
Of your control is way more.
Exactly.
Then you're in control. Because in Turkey we eat no matter what happens.
Exactly. And financially, you have to be very strong to run a hotel business. But in a restaurant business, you can just open a coffee shop and then still survive and make good results. And hotel also why I don't like hotels, you have to buy the asset. Like usually the hotel owners, they own the hotel and the land, and the investment they make is like returning in 20 years 30 years, like that's why I don't find it a good investment, actually.
I understand. It's a very longer run.
Reward is, when you compare the reward in restaurant business to reward in hotel, restaurant business is much better for me. But the risk is higher also, as we discussed, because 50% of the new opening restaurants are closing. And the competition is very high. Then you have to hire the best people. You have to make them happy. But there's also competition who wants to hire them.
Every investment, when the return is in a shorter amount of time, the risk is higher.
Exactly. So return on investment is faster in the restaurant business if you're successful. But chance of failure is also higher. I
really enjoyed our conversation. I can go on for hours, but I don't want to bore the listeners.
Let's not bore people.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, and hope to see you soon.